Hey everyone, my name is McCall and this video is a whole 180 compared to what you're used to seeing on this channel. I wanted to come out and say that I am an airman. It's kind of funny because some of you all have been able to put the two and two together. Some of y'all are like, yo, Lane, like, why are you living in Germany if you're a US citizen? How do you pay for your photography and film? Like, people just don't know what I do. And, I'm not necessarily doing it just to answer those questions. I was actually waiting till I built up a decent subscriber count to start sharing my personal life. I feel like I have at least a somewhat interesting life because I am an active duty Air Force member. I do filmmaking, photography. I travel the world. I go to race car tracks and motocross, BMX. I've done a lot of stuff and I want to share that with you all. I didn't want you all to go to my channel, see a bunch of Air Force stuff and think I abandoned my filmmaking and photography stuff. And because that is just not gonna happen. This will always be a filmmaking and photography channel. I just wanna start, I guess interacting with you all a little bit more, sharing my personal life and etc., which includes the Air Force, which is mostly of today's topic. So a little background story as to when and how and why I joined. I guess it was about 2012. Yeah, I guess 12 is where I started realizing I need to figure something out. So I went to Seattle, Washington for the world's largest youth film festival called NFTY, National Film Festival for Talented Youth. I ended up winning the action sports category for a short film I made called Shred It. And while the video itself wasn't that great, it had a good story. And my advisor was like, hey man, this thing's gonna give you industry hookups, grab all the business cards you can and this and this and this. I was just like blown away by like how cool this industry was, talking to all these people and the wealth of knowledge people were willing to share with me. And then I fly back to Northwest Arkansas, start looking around for, people that are possibly gonna hook me up in a studio, and just silence. Chamber of Commerce, silence. Grants, silence. Like there was nothing. Like hardly anyone even knew who I was. And I mean, you can blame that on me. That's fine. But it's like there were articles written on me, from the newspaper and stuff, but like zero offers, zero reach outs whatsoever. So I started, I guess you could say, spamming companies and whatnot with like email requests like, hey, I'd like to do an internship. I'd like to, seek a job, etc. And I just could not get anything out of Northwest Arkansas. So, fast forward 2013, I'm out of high school at this point, and I didn't have my own personal camera equipment. I had a $50 pawn shop camera, a GoPro, and a MacBook Pro. That's about it. And now that I'm out of high school, I no longer had access to all of that gear to make my films and whatnot. So I needed to buy that stuff. So I didn't go to college that year. I worked full time, took on extra hours when I could, and I saved up just a little over $1,000. And you pair that up with a small personal loan I got, I was then able to buy some equipment. So I was working my butt off all of pretty much the end of 2013, 2014 to once again try to establish some relationships, and it just was not happening. Now, granted, I really wasn't that good. I'm going to be honest, guys. My content was not that great, but it's like, I guess I wasn't even given like an opportunity, if that makes sense. So, it was just frustrating, and I realized that I probably need a different tactic. I need a different approach to network with more people, while I also need, a little bit better equipment, and I need to refine my skills. So I started looking around. I was like, well, I guess film school is probably what I need to go do. And all the local schools and colleges in Arkansas, they don't care about film. Like Arkansas, I love the state. It's a beautiful state, but they don't give a crap about arts. Now, some people might disagree. Hey, I'm being honest. I lived there my entire life. They really do not give a crap about that stuff. The University of Arkansas, the community college up there, and even the colleges down there, like even further south, they don't even offer like filmmaking programs. So I was like, okay, where could I go? I looked at, like USC, UCLA, NYU, those are among the best in the world at the time. And golly, the price to go to those schools was a lot, because not only is the tuition and stuff like that, but it's like the supplies, the stuff that you have to bring with you. There's a computer you need with a minimum amount of specs and whatnot. And I was just like, holy crap, like I can't afford this. So I started looking at ways, different kind of grants and stuff to help pay for that. And, those targeted ads, they'll eventually get you. And Facebook, I was scrolling through my feed and I saw a Air Force recruiting ad and that talked about how to get free school through the GI Bill. And I was like, okay, click. So I clicked on it and like no joke, for an entire day, I'm talking like for 8 hours, I did nothing but research. And I was like, okay, I think I want to check this out. I kind of made up my mind that I was working a job that was paying me $11 an hour with a small commission check and a boss that pretty much guaranteed I would never do anything more than that. So I was like, okay, I need to advance myself. So let's look at the Air Force. So it's kind of funny because I go into these offices and the Air Force recruiter is the only one that was not there. And like the Marines and the Army guys, they were like, hey man, how many push-ups can you do? Hey, you want to see what kind of rifle we shoot? And stuff like that. And they're trying to, shuffle me into their offices. And I was like, hold on. Not interested. Sorry. At least at this point in time, I'm not really interested in that. Let me wait till the Air Force guy gets here. So I waited like 2 hours. He finally showed up, and I just talked to him for a little bit, probably an hour and a half or so, and I just made up my mind. I was like, you know what? This is something I want to do. I said, sign me up. He says, you mean like today? And I was like now. And he was like, oh, okay. He started getting the papers together and signed up, did all the qualifications, etc. And then was it spring of 2015? I shipped off to basic training. And here I am now, about 4 years later. This has probably been one of the best decisions I've ever made for my life. And, a lot of people still just don't quite get what the military is. They think it's a bunch of yelling around, doing push-ups and stuff, and that's not quite the case. So yeah, because I'm in the Air Force, that's why I live over here in Germany, because I work on Ramstein Air Base. I'm working on my 4th year out here right now. And, as I've already said, I haven't looked back since. This has been one of the best opportunities for me. Working as an IT expert, I work on computers, and right now they're giving me certifications and training to become a certified ethical hacker. I got a certifications roadback so I got A+, Net+, Security+. I'm about to get CAS+, Cali+, and then CEH and CISP. So, I'm an extremely marketable person right now, like in the IT realm and, servers and whatnot. So before I wrap up this video, I want to tell y'all one last thing. I'm at a fork in the road right now where there's like 3 different ways I can start the journey down. So, with my backstory, the whole point of that was to bring this up. You see, I originally joined for the post 9/11 GI Bill, and that was so that I could go to film school and have an allowance for food and for housing, and then just basically be debt-free coming out of there and have a jump start to, my actual career in film and photography. So I can still do that because that's available to me, or I can continue the IT realm, which is kind of what I consider to be, I guess, like the easy way out. With my certifications that I already have and the ones that I will be getting along with my degree, I'm an extremely marketable person right now. The problem is my heart's not in it. I don't wake up every morning thinking binary code and wanting to, hack someone's router. That's not me. That's not who I am. I like to be behind a camera and editing and interacting with an audience like this. So either way, that's the second outlet. Now the third one is one that hasn't opened up to me just yet, but it might here pretty soon. And that is staying in the Air Force and working public affairs, which is the Air Force's broadcasters, still photo specialists, the video journalism guys. It's all merging into one career field right now. And I just spoke with the, here pretty soon going to be the next career field manager at public affairs. And I think he wants me on his team. And as I go into my cross-train window, that means I could potentially get put in that spot. The only thing is, I'm not going to re-enlist or extend my enlistment unless I know for a fact I can get inside that spot. If I can't, then I'm going to take one of these 2 paths. So there's a lot of stress going on right now. This year is extremely important to me. That's why I want to make more content and I want to get my name out there even more, just to kind of help boost the opportunity of me getting this position. I would not necessarily be making more money or anything like that, but I would continue to serve my country. I would do what I love, and I would continue to share even more stuff with you all because I'd be behind a camera all the time. So So I just wanted to share that with you all. This is personal stuff that's, stuff that I'm really thinking about a lot, but I think it's important that my subscribers know where I'm at and what I'm dealing with. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I know this is a 180 video, but I think it was needed. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, I guess, about the Air Force, start hitting me up about that as well. Okay, so that's it, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy. My name's McCall.